Let's get to work in saving Social Security. All right. This is going to be a great meeting, and I want to thank the Alliance for Retired Americans. For doing the great work, grassroots work that they are doing all over this country. I want to thank the great senators and members of the House for being here. I'm going to introduce them in a minute. I want to thank Social Security Works, our DC, MoveOn.org. We're bringing together a coalition of veterans groups and senior groups and women's groups and trade union groups and civil rights groups that are not only going to save Social Security and Medicare, we are going to change America and do what the American people want. Today's meeting is pretty simple. We are sending a very loud message to the leadership in the House, to the leadership and members of the Senate, and to the President of the United States. And that message is pretty clear. At a time when the middle class is disappearing and when working families from Vermont to California are struggling to keep their heads above water, do not cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, and other programs. If you want to do deficit reduction, and all of you know, we have made significant progress in cutting the deficit in recent years. But if you want to go forward in deficit reduction, ask the largest corporations in this country who are making record-breaking profits to start paying their fair share of taxes. And at a time when we have more wealth and income inequality today than at any time since the 1920s, if you want to do deficit reduction, ask the top 1% who are earning all of the new income to start paying their fair share of taxes.
We're here to echo the extraordinary and passionate plea and demand of Bernie Sanders. We've got to save Social Security, save Medicare, save Medicaid. This is what is the difference between being in the middle class, staying in the middle class, retiring with dignity, and not. And we've got to save these programs.
First of all, this has nothing to do with the debt. This is a self-sustaining program. So let's separate it. And let's make sure that it's there for, because Social Security has survived the Great Depression, wars. It'll survive, and we just need to do what's right when we correct it. In 1983, 90% of income in this country was subject to FICA. Now, because of the shift of income to the very top, only 83% of income is subject to FICA. The way to go here is to change it so that, again, about 90% of our income is subject to FICA. That is the way to go.
Cutting Social Security with a chained CPI makes no sense at all. It is a way of saying cut benefits for seniors, for veterans, for orphans, for the permanently disabled. We are better than that. That's not where we make cuts in this country. We wouldn't let our government repeal Social Security, and we are not going to let them dismantle it inch by inch. That will not happen.
Before you think, before you dream, before you have any vision at all of cutting any program that working families depend upon, let's end the loopholes that allow corporate America and the rich to stash their money in the Cayman Islands and other tax havens. Now, all of you know that Social Security has not contributed a nickel to the deficit because it's funded by the payroll tax. And despite what you see on TV tonight, Social Security is not going bankrupt. In fact, it has a $2.7 trillion surplus, can pay out every benefit owed to every eligible American for the next 20 years.